Good morning. This is a fake dog I have right here. And he's here because I'm talking about animal cruelty. Cruelty to dogs. You know, something disturbed me a couple days ago. I see on Facebook, and I tell you, when I seen it, I couldn't sleep. All night I couldn't sleep. I was so disturbed by what I see. How can people be cruel to animals? That's what I want to know. How can people be cruel to animals? God put them on this planet so we could take care of them. You know, they don't hurt no one. A lot of people train, a lot of dogs, for example, dogs, they get bad rap. You got people who own dogs and they teach the dog to be mean. They abuse the dog, they beat the dog, they train them to be mean. They train them to attack people, they train them to attack other animals. They put the dogs in dogs fight. The dogs will rip each other up. Here, I actually see a dog one time where and they were fighting, and one dog ripped the other dog's face almost off. They will even bite the other dog eyes out, rip the nose off. How can people do this to animals? You know, I was watching one of my not Facebook, sorry, my YouTube. I subscribe to her channel, and I'm telling you, I'm thinking whether I want to watch her channel anymore because she was on there. She's a nice lady, don't get me wrong. She was on there wishing to get a dog. She wants a Rottweiler. And I don't know where she get this Rottweiler from, but it's a puppy. Look like he's around 8 weeks old. He couldn't be no older than around 8 weeks old. Beautiful puppy. It's a girl. But someone chopped the dog tail off. Whosoever she get the dog from, the tail is chopped off. And she was saying, oh, the tail is ill now and blah, blah, blah. Do you know how painful it is for a dog tail to get chopped off? Huh? And why should anyone chop any dog tail off? They damage the dog. There's a nerve in the tail. You know, there's a nerve in the tail. It is extremely painful for the dog. And they're just gonna take whatsoever they take and just chop the dog tail off. I'm looking at the dog still looks like she's in shock. And people go around chopping dogs' tails off, especially Rottweiler. Why they do that? Why do they have to chop the tail of a dog off? And it seems like now Rottweiler is their target. There should be a law against it. There should be a law against animal cruelty. You know, there should be a law against chopping any dog tail off or any kind of abuse to a dog. A dog needs their tail. If there's a fly on them, they use their tail to get the fly off of them. You know? When you come home from work, you leave your dog at home, you come home from work or wherever you come from, the dog greets you by wagging his tail. He's happy. He's dancing almost and wagging his tail. If he's upset, he wags his tail. There's different type of wag the dog have. They don't wag their tail the same way for everything. You have the happy wag, you have the excited wag, You have the sad wag and danger wag. Danger. He barking and wagging his tail. A dog needs his tail. And why they go around chopping these dogs' tail off? I was so upset I could not sleep. I couldn't sleep. I get up and I take a lorazepam to calm my nerves down, and that pill didn't even work. I was I'm still upset. I'm extremely upset. For people hurting animal. And this woman of the dog and hugging the dog and talking like everything is all right. Everything is not all right. Your dog is traumatized. And how can you accept a person, the person gonna give you a dog, and letting them chop the dog tail off? What kind of human being are you? That is inhumane. What if a person chop your arm off or your leg off? That's what they're doing to the dog. Chopping his tail off. What if that was a man? I know it's a man that do it because women don't do crap like that. What if somebody grab him and chop his penis off? How would he like that? And that is the reason I do not like Michael Vick for letting people and he be abusing his dogs. I claim that he didn't know that was going on. He should be still in prison. They should have given him 1,000 years. Let him die behind bars. Wicked. I don't like no one that is wicked to animal. I can't stand them. They make me want to vomit. Actually, I have a hate for them. Anyone that abuse animals. Our children, babies. What kind of a pig do that to an animal? And then this lady here have the dog and kissing the dog. Oh, I love her. I love her. I love her. How can you love something or someone and hurt them? Huh? She knows she was going to get that dog before the dog and tail was chopped off. She could have stopped them. And talk about she loved people. Anyone that don't love animals do not love nobody. They don't love people. And I'm very upset. What? The dog can't defend himself. And when they hurt these dogs, the dog just sit there, he can't talk. In pain. He have no voice. And the ones them that train the dogs to be a killer, the first time the dog bites somebody, they put the dog down. And I think it should be the other way around. The person who trained the dog to be a killer, they should be put down, not the dog. They're putting down the wrong people, the wrong person. Why are you going to put the dog down because he was trained to bite, trained to attack? No, you put down the one that training the dog. So I think the law of it around. They should change the law or put the person in jail for the rest of their lives. Because they're turning the dog into a killing machine. But the dog get punished for it. The police come and they take away the dog or they shoot the dog. Why not shoot the owner? It made me sick to see what they're doing to these animals. When I was small, living in Jamaica, I can't forget what happened. This guy was cooking outside. He have an outside stove. He there have his some food cooking, and the dog just walk by the stove, and the man take the pot off it, boiling, whatever it was cooking, it was boiling, and throw it on the dog. Throw the hot water, everything on the dog. You know, this happen in these third world country too. They abuse the dog. You know, they kill dogs like this, nothing. Beat dogs, chop them with machete. You know, and now the same thing is happening here. The animal cruelty. You know, it hurts to see people doing that to the animal. You know, the Rottweiler. If you see almost all the Rottweiler that there is, their tail is gone. Years ago, I used to think that's how they were born. I didn't even know they were chopping their tails off. I thought that was, you know, that's how they're born. I thought that breed born with short tail. I didn't know people was chopping their tails off. Jesus of mercy. What kind of a human being doing that? Huh? And they claim they love animal. You don't love nobody. I hope the government will do something about it, because this is sick. This is sick. Walking around chopping the dog's tail off. And I'm still upset. I don't know when I may not be upset about this. Because every time I think about it, it just makes me upset. I can't understand why people do this. They hate dogs. They treat dogs so bad. And those are the people taking the dog out the shelter too. Go to the pound, get the dog and take them home and abuse them. I believe some of the people that come and get dogs, they should screen them like when you're adopting a child. You know, don't just hand over a dog to anybody, because not everybody loves dog. Some of them, they go get the dog. I'm so glad now when you go to the pound to get a dog, they fix them. They spray them or neuter them. They fix them. So they can take them home to breed them. Because some of them run in a puppy mill. So I'm so glad that the government get wise and start to neuter or spray these animals. Some people get dogs just to breed them and sell them, and they don't care the health of the mama dog. They don't care the health. As soon as she have puppy, within a couple more months, they start breeding her again. And there should be a law against that too. People selling dogs, and they don't even have a license to sell no dog. You know? And the ones that have license to sell it, they run in puppy mills too, because they keep the dog in an unclean environment. They don't feed them right. They don't even take them to the vet. You know? But they want money. They charge you all this money. They don't even have papers for the dogs. Dogs don't get they don't get papers, because they would have papers for the dog if the dog get their shots and make sure they're in good health before they sell them. But no, it's a way of life for some of these wicked people. They need to go to jail. They need to be arrested and go to jail and stay there. They should stay there for the rest of their lives. They're murderers. They're no different from people who go around murdering babies. take these dogs and abusing them. I see this lady, and I know this lady. The dog was barking, and she come outside, and the dog kept barking. And the woman grabbed the dog by the tail and twist the tail right up in the tail, all the way up in its butt like that. Not the tip of the tail, right up there. I was in a state of shock. And this woman is a dog sitter. She take care of dogs, and I hope she watching this video. The wicked witch. I always going for dog rescuing, going to rescue a dog. Where I was living before, I was outside with a friend of mine, and I heard the dog crying. The dog was crying out in pain. You know, like somebody hit him. And I was outside, I was raking the front yard. And I dropped the rake and locked my front door. And my friend and I said, let's go. We're going to follow this crying. I want to see where the dog is. And I walk up the street to this house. There was a woman outside with a baby. And there was 2 dogs outside. And I said, the crying is coming from your house. I said, what happened to the dog? Her husband accidentally dislocated the dog's shoulder. How can you accidentally dislocate the dog's shoulder? How can you? So I started screaming at her. I was like, are you going to take the dog to the vet? Are you going to get the dog some help? The man come out with holding the dog. The dog was all limp. You know, it was in his hand. His body was limp. You know, just lifeless, like limp. And the dog just kept crying. So I said, aren't you going to take him to the vet? He's in pain. Aren't you going to take him to the vet? I said to him. He said, yeah, I'm on my way to the vet with him. I'm on my way to the vet. He jumped in his car. He took off. Later on that day, I went back and checked to see if he did take him to the vet. He said he did. I don't know if he did or not. Probably just drive around the block and come back. But I should have asked him which vet he took the dog to. Then I should go check the vet. But they are wicked to dogs. They are so wicked to the animals. I heard a story about this lady. She left the dog in the house, went and gave birth in the hospital for a couple of days. The dog is in the house with no food whatsoever. And she come back from the hospital. She stayed there for a couple of days, come home with her baby. And she's one of these careless person. I heard she left the dog in the house and went to the store to get formula for the baby. It was on the news a couple years ago back in Connecticut. Went and get the formula for baby. And when she come back, the dog was eating the baby. Now, they're going to call the cop, have it on the news, putting the dog down, when they should put this woman down. If what she thinks, she leave the dog is hungry. A newborn baby is in the house, the baby probably still smell like blood. And the dog attack the baby because the dog is hungry. Now, who you think should be put down, the dog or the mother, or the baby mother? If they didn't put her down, they should, instead of put the dog down, they should put her down. I bet she go in prison for the rest of her life, which I think she was arrested. But they'll arrest these people and they let them back out. Now the baby lost her life because of somebody's stupidity. They are animals. You know, they don't understand a lot of things. And it's up to you to protect them and take care of them. They're not supposed to take care of you. You're the one supposed to take care of them. It's good to have a dog that alert you when someone is coming into your house. But you is supposed to take care of these animals, these innocent animals. If you don't want them, you don't have to have one. But do not get one and abuse them. And yelling at them and beating them and not feeding them. I know this lady, she passed away now. She was feeding her dog one time a day. And if you see, I see the dog losing so much weight. I said, why your dog losing so much weight? She said the vet tell her to give the dog half a cup of a dry food once a day. This is a huge dog. The dog was like the size of a German Shepherd. How can you give a dog half of a cup of food in the morning and don't feed him for the rest of the day? And then she tell me that the dog is greedy. I said the dog is not greedy, the dog is hungry. You can't do that to an animal. I said, which vet tell? I said, no vet tell you that lie. You make up that story. And the woman have a giant, look like it's around a 50 bag of dog food in her house. I would not feed the dog. So I guess I make her feel guilty because I tell her the dog is starving. I said, you should not be looking at a dog and seeing that dog rib cage. And the dog rib cage is exposed. The dog is so skinny. I start to bring food to the dog. And she telling me, oh, you're letting my dog overeat. I said, you eat more than 3 meals a day. Why shouldn't the dog eat? So she said she step up and she start to feed him more. I keep watching. I see the dog would look like he was putting on some more weight. So I guess she probably started giving him a whole cup instead of half, which she should be feeding him 3 times a day. And if she don't want to feed him 3 times a day, at least feed him a good meal for breakfast and a good meal for dinner. But no, she wasn't doing that. Wicked people. Very wicked. So if you don't want dogs, don't take dogs. Don't give dogs to anyone who you think don't like dogs for birthday present, Christmas present. Because after the Christmas is finished, they still have to take care of the dog. People just buy dog. I don't know why they even have dog. Because some of them, they don't even take care of their children. And they're not going to take care of no dog. If you do not love dogs, leave the dogs alone. If you do not love cats, leave the cats alone. If you do not love horses, leave them alone. Some people raise chickens. The reason why I don't know, because you know what? That's another story. But I have a bird. I take care of my parrot. Very good. My parrot is 22 years old. I have him since he was 8 weeks old. 8 or 6 weeks old. I have him. I have to syringe feed him because he couldn't pick the food up. And now he's 22 years old. I have dogs. All of them died at age 16 or 17 years old. I started out with 2. And I end up with so much dogs because the dog have puppy twice. But I raised 8 dogs for a long, long time. And the last one passed away 3 years ago. And I'm about to get me another dog. I want to get one pretty soon. In the middle of the week or the middle of the month or the end of the month. But I will videotape. When I go to get my dog, I'm going to videotape the event. And believe me, no one have to worry about my dog because I love dogs. I am an animal lover, you know. And if you don't love dogs, stay away from them. Don't take them into your home. Because some people are psychos, taking these animals in their home to abuse them. Well, this is Francine. Right now I'm upset. I'm telling you, doing this video, I'm very upset. Because I can't believe what they did to the Rottweiler. And this woman just smiling. Oh, I have a puppy. I have a puppy. Oh my God. Give me strength. Please, I'm signing off. This is Francine. Please subscribe to my channel. Like and share. Thank you very much.